Now, we are joined by Colonel Abdulkabir Ahmed, retired. He is a conflict resolution expert and public commentator. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us on the news at this time.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here with you tonight.
So, moving on to the questions, how do you think the lingering strike between the federal government and the NLC can be averted?
Well, this lingering strike between NLC and the federal government has actually lingered for a while. But I kept, imagining, why is this so? If this country were to be managed like every other corporate body, most of the people managing the country may have their own corporate entities aside, but they never experience such lingering conflict. Why? They were able to resolve it and get their business growing day in, day out. Why is the Nigerian project having problem now and then? This is the question. And what I think is that because there are, lying interests that have not been resolved, structural interests that has not been resolved, so many causes of this lingering conflict. Now, what I think we should do, we have to sit down on a round table and understand what is actually the cause, or what are the causes of this conflict. Why is it lingering? And let us resolve it. Why are there not lingering at the National Assembly management? Why are there not other lingering at other entities? Why is it always between Labour and the federal government? What is Labour trying to achieve? What is federal government trying to achieve? Are we all fighting for different entities? We are fighting for the same Nigerian nation. Now look at Nigeria as a project. Now when you look at Nigeria as a project, every project demands to achieve three basic things. The project should be delivered within a very cost-effective. It must be delivered to meet the end needs of the desired, stakeholders, and then it should be within a reasonable time. Why can't we look at Nigeria as a project entity so that we drive this process together? If there are places that are overspending, it's not cost effective, we should look down and cut it. And if there are places that are not funded very well, we should also look down and look at that direction and fund it adequately. All these things can be resolved once the interests are understood and then sat at a round table to discuss. We sit on a round table to discuss this so that we come to a common understanding of our Nigerian project. So long as this is not done, we'll continue to have this conflict lingering over and over again and again.
So the negative consequences of this nationwide strike is known to many. So what other conflict resolution options would you advise that Labour use to ensure that they don't necessarily have to declare strike all the time?
Yeah, the negative influence, the negative result is always coming down on socio-economic, backdrop. Every time there are conflict of this nature, it's affecting the Nigerian socio-economic development. And at the end of the day, if people look at it that it doesn't affect them directly, it will end up affecting them indirectly, one way or the other, as time goes by. Now, what I suggest is that we should sit down meaningfully, reasonably, on a table to understand what are actually the causes of this conflict and how do we want to resolve. There are so many conflict resolving, processes. We all know them. We have a lot of professionals, professors that know all these things, but we have neglected all these inputs and then taken personal interest. And anytime you have a national project and you want to carry out a national project using personal interest, of course you have failed from day one. So what I am advising, we should keep personal interest aside and bring Nigerian interest as a project on the table. What do you want to achieve in the project? Result, positive result. So how do you achieve that positive result? What are the lingering problems? Unnecessary spending on certain segments of the government. then underspending on other parts of government activities. Why is it so? Why are other aspects or other segments of the government have underfunding? Is it because they are not relevant in the running of Nigerian project or not? If they are not relevant, why are they there? If they are relevant, why are they not funded adequately? Are the funds not available, or is the appropriation of the fund that is not done judiciously and adequately? So how we will resolve this conflict is to sit down and see which areas are underfunded and how do we fund them. Which areas are overfunded and how do we reduce the funding there so that we achieve positive results towards socio-economic development and what I mean sustainable socio-economic development.
All right, we thank you so much for sharing with us from your wealth of experiences. Many thanks for being part of the news at this time.
Thank you so much.
And that was Colonel Abdulkabir Ahmed, retired